completely unexpected. I think a lot of people expected Denmark to quite comfortably get a result against Tunisia. Then we've just watched a game between Mexico and Poland. That has ended in a draw as well, 0-0. Such a weird day. Like, such a weird day. We've had 3 games, and so far, only one team has won. And that team was Saudi Arabia. Like, it is such a weird day. So, what are we going to get next? Like, I have no idea what to expect from this game. Is this going to be back to normal now? Is order about to be restored? Are we about to see France get the win that most people are going to be expecting them to get? Or are we going to be seeing another upset? Could it be a 0-0 draw? Could Australia get something out of this game? So I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I would have said before today that Australia had little to no chance of getting anything out of this. After what I've seen today of Denmark struggling to beat Tunisia and Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia, all of a sudden, this Australian team, surely they've got to be coming into this with just that little bit more belief. Even if it's not that seismic and it's just a little bit more, they've got to be coming in with a little bit more belief after seeing some of the results today. The only thing is, France will also be coming in with a little bit more, I think, awareness that upsets can happen. So they are sure to be a bit more focused, dare I say. This is definitely a game that France cannot take for granted. But I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. So I believe these are the teams because we are in the hour before. It doesn't say these are the possible lineups. In fact, what I'll do is, Seba, shout out to you. I hope you're well. Hope everyone's well. Big shout out to everyone that's joining us for this game. France, one of the nations favoured for this World Cup. So I've got the team here. Let's just have a look, see if it is correct. Looks correct. Is Griezmann in the centre? Griezmann in the centre. Dembele, Hernandez, Upamecano, Lloris, Rabiot, Tchouameni. Yeah, that team's correct. So we've got Hugo Lloris in goal. We've got Pavard at right back. We've got Upamecano. Then we've got Konate. Then we've got Hernandez at left back. Then it's Rabiot and Tchouameni. Up front, Ousmane Dembele, Griezmann and Mbappe with Giroud up front. I mean, it's a wonderful team. It's a wonderful team. Even without Benzema, even without Pogba, even without Conte, it's still a wonderful, wonderful team. That team can get stronger. I don't know what the situation is with Varane. I don't know if Varane was... he's clearly not made the starting lineup. We know that he's taken that knock. Let's have a look at France squad World Cup. I'm sure he was a part of it. No anxiety in the France squad. Who is in? Who is out of the French squad? Varane is in the French squads. So he's in the French squad, but he's not made the starting week. I don't think he was expected to because he did take that knock. So he is someone that eventually can come in and really strengthen up that back line. This is who they've gone with. They've got such talent. Just looking at the names that are even on the bench, people like Coman, people like Varane, people like Camavinga, people like Fofana, people like Saliba. They're all just on the bench, but God, they've got such a wonderful team. So, yeah, I'd love it if Australia smashed them. Love it. I can see the right thumbnail for this one. I haven't done nothing. I haven't done anything, so that just shows how crazy this is. Yeah, I have no idea. I looked and I looked and I looked and I couldn't find where to find it, so I just reloaded the thumbnail. That's all I did. Just put the same thumbnail back in. So, I don't know. Good. I'm feeling happy about that. It was a big distraction in that last stream, to be honest, because I'm professional, guys. You know this. I know this. I want to make sure that professionalism is coming across. Exposing said, watch out for Aziz Behik for Australia. A great player for Dundee United. Okay, left back. Yeah, I actually don't know loads about Australia. The only thing I know is Aaron Mui, is it, that's in the middle of the park. He is, I know that he is a key player for Australia. They're not coming with really any big names. They're not really coming with anyone that it's like, oh, look out for this person. Jamie McLaren is their main goal scorer. He is 29 years old. He is plays in the for Melbourne City in the A League, and he is someone that is good for them at a certain level. I don't know what he's going to be able to do at a World Cup level, but their MVP is Hrustic, 26, plays for Verona, Australia's most important player, which makes his recent ankle ligament injury so concerning. Hrustic serves as the creative force for the Socceroos in attack. Invariably, the side's most blunt attacking performances came in qualifying when they weren't able to get the 26-year-old onto the ball. This resulted in the Socceroos lumping it forwards. At times, his frustration was evident. Also, a good weapon on set pieces. Hrustic is the son of a Bosnian father and a Romanian mother, and spurned overtures from both of those countries to play for Australia. It is worth mentioning that Australia actually are not on a bad run of qualifying for the World Cup. This is their 5th consecutive World Cup. So what I would say is that from their part of the world, they really are one of the better sides. Like, they deserve to be here, but it's just they need to take that next step now to actually do something when they are here. Aaron Moy is defied. Is 32. He defied demands to return to his then club side Shanghai Port FC for pre-season training earlier this year, due to fears he would be trapped in China's COVID-19 lockdowns and miss the World Cup playoffs. This evidently led to a negotiated release and his signing with Celtic, where he reunited with former national team manager. A member of the fan-voted Socceroos team of the century, and arguably Australia's most high-profile player in Qatar, thanks to his Premier League stints with Huddersfield and Brighton, Moyi will likely be one of the first names on the team sheet as that deep-lying midfielder. So he is seen as the engine room. Hrustic is seen as the MVP. Up front, they've got their main goal scorer, but he plays for Melbourne, which, it'd be much better if he was doing it in like one of the big leagues around the world. Matt Ryan in goal, though. Matt Ryan, Australia's captain, and the second most capped goalkeeper behind only Mark Schwarzer. Ryan has been a fixture of the Socceroos since making his debut in 2012. His status as the nation's number one was indisputable throughout qualifying, and he came up with huge performances in several key games. But an alarming dearth of club minutes in the lead to the World Cup has marked Ryan's build-up as concerning. Off the field, he's a keen player of NRL. What the hell's that? The competition's version of fantasy football. Oh, finished in the top 1% of players in 2022. I don't know what NRL is, but apparently he's very good at being a fantasy manager in that world. But there's not loads to get too caught up about when it comes to the Socceroos. The only thing I would say is that they are going to hopefully play well as a unit. They're going to hopefully be inspired by what they've seen today, and they're going to hopefully frustrate France. I would love the Socceroos to get something out of this game. Aziz Behich, is that how you pronounce it? He plays for Dundee. son of Turkish Cypriot migrants and the only boy of 5 children. Fun fact. The 31-year-old played for Hume City in Melbourne, where his jersey is proudly on display, and he has spent much of his senior career in the Turkish Super League. One of the most experienced players in the squad, Behik has been a fixture at left-back for the Socceroos since the 2017 Confederations Cup and started all 3 games for his country in 2018. So that's a little glimpse at the Socceroos, and I would say other bits I know about them. From my notes, they are cagey and defensive. They are vulnerable out wide. They don't really have much width. They are a team that are very central. The players they do have out wide are not the strongest names, certainly further up the field. And so I think a lot of attacks could go to those wider areas, probably more so down their right-hand side. They've got a deep block. Their manager is not very popular. Over in Australia, there's big question marks around him. They do lack a goal scorer, like someone that can really make an impact. Hrustic, as we said, is someone that is seemingly not made the starting lineup here. He is regarded as their MVP, so I don't know what the situation is with that. Let's have a look at that, actually. That feels like a talking point. Let's put him into Twitter and see where we are with Hrustic. Hrustic, the best out of a pretty average crop of Socceroos, will play a big role. Well, where is he? That's my question. Where is he? Let's have a look at the Australia football. The coverage hasn't started yet on BBC One, so I haven't got any information coming from the BBC. World Cup day, ready to roll. But team news coming soon. Our official setup. Blah, blah, blah. Starting 11. Is he on the bench? He is on the bench. Let's see what Socceroo fans are saying. Where is this man? That is a major L. Come on, Socceroos. Right behind you. Where's Bailey? McGree. Blah, 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 blah. No way. Yes. Moy in. But maybe he's took a knock or something that I'm not aware of. Australian fans, if you are around, let us know what's the situation with Hrustic. Let's go into World Cup. Let's go into news and see if there's anything there. Injured start Boyle. No, not that. Adrian fears Socceroos might repeat error from 2010 Open. Where will the goals come from? That's a question being asked. No, I can't see anything here to say that he is out. I mean, there was the ligament damage before. Here we go. Hrustic has tried his best to erase it from his memory the moment when he thought his World Cup dream would be in tatters. But now here he is in Qatar and it's within touching distance. Hrustic was playing for Italian club Hellas Verona in an eventual 2-1 defeat to AC Milan on October 16th. Early in the second half, they won a corner. 26-year-old would have been taking it himself, but a decision was made to try and swing the corner in, which meant the set-piece duties fell to a teammate. As he went for the header, the Milan opponent next to him ducked. Hrustic lost balance, landed on his left foot and heard a snap. Graham Arnold, within earshot, it would send a shiver down his spine. Hrustic internal monologue went dark. God, this is all poetic. And he ripped a handful of turf out of the... I can picture it. His inner monologue went dark. He ripped a handful of turf out of the pitch. At the Stadio Bentagodi out of pure anger. God, I feel like I'm there. And then I went, you know what? It's nothing, he said. The first stage of the grieving process was denial. I shook it off. I had a little jog on the sideline. I tried to get back onto the pitch, and I just felt it. There was no chance. Hrustic had to wait 2 days before he got his ankle scanned because of the swelling, but they were the longest 2 days of his life. Arnold's World Cup plans were in a state of suspended animation. This is one of my favourite articles I've ever read. Socceroo fans held their collective breath. Then finally came the diagnosis. He did not need surgery. His ears had deceived him. There was no snap. My God, look at that turn. What a twist. What a twist. Wow, that's one of the great swerves in literature history. His ears had deceived him. There was no snap. Nothing showed up on the MRI. If it was bad, I wouldn't be here. If I needed surgery, it would have been a whole different story. You wouldn't be sitting here with me. God was on my side for this one. So emotional. It's absolutely brilliant. What it doesn't answer is why he's not in the flipping starting lineup. I mean, I don't know if this injury is, the result of why he's not in this first game. But hopefully we can get some more information when we actually get to the game. FIFA orders referees to add 100 minutes to games. FIFA want to give fans more excitement, said David. Days has got his mind in glitch. What? I've seen people talking about war games. What is that? Are you, says Tiana, covering Ukraine versus Russia? Ukraine versus Russia? What are you on about? Neither of those sides are at the World Cup. What's War Games Survivor Series? WWE. Victor said Mexico versus Argentina is going to be very urgent for both teams to get a dub. Yes. True. War Games is a pay-per-view, nothing to do with Ukraine or Russia. Yeah, nothing to do with Ukraine or Russia. Edward said, give me your number, I'll call you. Oh, good. Good line. Good line. Summit, hello. Hope you are well. Hi for now. I saw AEW Dark yesterday and it had 9 matches, says Hassan. Dork Knight said, my personal opinion is when you win a World Cup, it's hard to go again. Pogba, Kante being injured might be a blessing. Chouamini and Camavinga are hungry. That's interesting. I mean, look, winning a World Cup is hard. No one has done it since the 1950s, 60s, I believe. I don't think anyone's won a back-to-back since Brazil. So it's a very, very hard thing to do. You would think if an international team was amazing, then 4 years later, they're probably still going to be amazing because those same players are going to be around. But it just shows the margins are so fine that it's so difficult to repeat that. And, it's going to be hard for France to do that. They've still got an amazing team, but so do Brazil. And subject to what happened today, so do Argentina. And it's going to be tricky. But it's a good observation. Maybe the likes of Chouamini, maybe the likes of Camavinga, maybe the likes of those players that are coming through that didn't taste that success 4 years ago, maybe that will just help push them over the line. I don't know. The thing that I would say with France is they've always got that ability to self-destruct. It's easy to say, but like France's worst enemy is France. They really are. They are their own worst enemy. Like they really should and could be putting in much better performances than they do. They seem to make life so hard for themselves, and it's hard to know why. The team spirit, the team unity just doesn't seem to be quite right, and certainly didn't seem right at the Euros. They were in a group with... Wasn't they in the same group? Am I right in saying they were in with Germany and Portugal? I seem to remember it being France, Germany, and Portugal and Hungary. It was a horrific group. And I remember them drawing with Hungary, and they really made... hard work out of that group. It was a hard group, but they made hard work out of it as well. Then they got through to the knockout stage, ended up getting knocked out by Switzerland. Switzerland just kept it tight, took it to penalties. France went out on penalties. And again, this is a team that just a few years before had won the World Cup. So France, they're not this team that are unbeatable. They're not this team that you look at and think, well, how do you stand a chance against them? Like, you just don't think that. I don't think that. I think you can absolutely get at this French team. I think that for me personally, I think if England were to play them, I wouldn't be too. I wouldn't be like crying myself to sleep. I wouldn't be like too down. I would quite fancy England to get something against this French side. But maybe my opinion will change if they come out now and just batter Australia like 5-0 and just look amazing. Then maybe my opinion will change. Right, we're going over to the World Cup then. World Cup coverage about to begin. That doesn't count for Nkunku and Benzema. They're missing out and they didn't win World Cup, said Fortnite. What wrestler do you think could pass as a football player? Yeah, we got asked this the other day. I mean, I don't know how to answer that because I don't know who's good at football. I mean, the only thing is I know that Drew and Seamus enjoy watching football and I've got to imagine they have a kick around down the park. So, I mean, with a bit of training and whatever, could Bron Breakker be good? Sure. Could Roman be good? Sure. But I have no idea. So I'd probably have to go with someone from Europe that's probably grown up with football. Someone like a Drew or I know Butch doesn't care. Butch, I remember seeing a clip of him going to the Tottenham Stadium when he was at NXT UK. And he said, this isn't for me. I'm not interested in football. So I know not Butch. So I'd have to go with like Seamus or Drew. Or maybe Ridge Holland, actually. Now I say that, I've got a feeling Ridge Holland might have come from that world. Let's have a look at Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland. I've got a feeling Ridge Holland did do something. Yeah. Rugby. Ow. He came from the world of rugby. Well, maybe. Maybe Ridge, maybe Drew, maybe Seamus. Fortnite said, I've been guilty of asking these questions. Which Marvel character would make the best WWE fighter, etc.? So it said, Days, I got an update that Jones is looking to fight with Ngannou at 285. If Ngannou won't be ready, then they'll do Blades Jones. Jones' fight is going to finally happen. That would be good. Right, 20. Let's switch over to a different router then. That should fix that. Right, good. Good. Right, let's go over here and bring that back up on screen. Lovely. I think it's because he is called Holland Subliminal Messages. The Great Lag of China, said Summit. The Great Lag of China. Daniel's Live said, what's your prediction for this game? I am going to go with France. I mean, I feel like we've had some upsets today. I don't know that those upsets are going to continue. I think that if France can get into a rhythm here, then yeah, Australia are going to find this really hard. I would love for Australia to frustrate France. I really would. It is 11 on 11. I'm going to say, I don't know, 2-0 France, something like that. 2-0 France. Feel free to let me know in the chat what you're thinking. Simon said it's going to be a tough game for us Aussies. Yeah, it is, but the only thing I would say is that when you look at this group, this is not a game that I think you really expect anything from. So I think you can go out there with a freedom, to be honest. I think if you were going to play France, the first game, if we want to look at positives, if you're going to play France, the first game is definitely 100% the time that you want to play them. It's absolutely the time you want to play them. Because they haven't had long together. They've only been together for like a week or so. They are obviously missing players as well. So, in their warm-up games, they will have been playing with the likes of Benzema. They will have been playing with the likes of Pogba and Kante. All of a sudden, they're being forced into changes. they're just showing that there's no Benzema, there's no Pogba, there's no Kante, there's no Nkunku. There's quite a few players that are missing for France. So they've been forced into changes. You can frustrate them. Let's see. Let's go in with some optimism here. I'd love it. Of all the nations that I don't want to win the World Cup, France is absolutely number one. Absolutely number one. I do not want France to win the World Cup. Because they won the last one. It's as simple as that. They won the last one. I do not want them to win 2 in a row. I wouldn't want anyone apart from England to win 2 in a row. If Brazil had won the last one, I wouldn't want them to win this one. So you could catch them cold. They're obviously not into a rhythm yet. They haven't got any confidence about winning that last game. They've not looked great. They've lost in Nations League. They're not coming in with loads of momentum at all. In fact, let's have a look at their recent results, shall we? Let's have a look and see what France football. I seem to recall their last 6 games, they've only won 1. I'm sure in their last 6 games, they've only won 1. Yeah, so Denmark beat France on the 25th of September 2-0. Austria lost to France 2-0. Croatia beat France 1-0. Austria and France drew 1-1. Croatia and France drew 1-1. Denmark beat France 2-1. So in the last 6 games, they've won once. You've got to go back to March for when they really had a good run of results. And in all fairness, it was a good run. You know, if you go back then, they drew 1-1 with the Ukraine. They beat Finland 2-0. They beat Belgium 3-2. They beat Spain 2-1. They beat Kazakhstan 8-0. They beat Finland 2-0. They beat Ivory Coast 2-1. They beat South Africa 5-0, but there was a red card in that game. Then they got to the Denmark game, and boom, that's when the 6 games started, and they only won 1. So some really good results at the end of 2021, early 2022. Then we get to the summer, bad summer, 1 win in 6. And now here we are at this World Cup, so... They're not, I wouldn't say they're flying high, to be honest. I wouldn't say they're flying high at the moment. They're just going through the games from earlier today. Days has an emotional back pocket connection with BBC. Days BBC just said that Kimpembe, is that how you pronounce it? Is out of the World Cup. So that means that Kimpembe, Benzema, Pogba, Konate, and Nkunku missing. That is a world-class cohort. Nice word. Cohort of players. Do you not regret streaming the Argentina game? No, not at all, because it was not about wanting to do it. It was about the time that it was on. So we didn't finish last night until 6, or I finished at 6 in the morning. The Argentina game began at 10. So, I would have had 3.5 hours sleep. Whereas right now, I feel great. I feel wide awake. I feel really good. So, obviously, we've got NXT tonight as well. We've got 3 more games tomorrow. It just does not stop. So, for the sake of missing out on that game because of, it being at an awkward time, it was never about the game. It was never about, not wanting to see Argentina or anything like that. So, it would have been cool to have seen it, of course, but nope. Even knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have changed anything. I am learning from the best, said Retribution. It's good. Cohort. Great word. What do you think about the Saudi upset, says Kian? Yeah, I mean, there's not much to think. It's a hell of an upset, I think. I'm a bit worried about what it means for England. Because if Argentina finish second in their group, they, I think, then go on to England's side. If England top their group and Argentina finish second, they go on to England's side, which is a problem, to be honest. So I need Argentina to either top their group or go home in the group stage, because I think Argentina will wake up I think what you saw was I don't know if I can say a one-off, but it is definitely something that I don't expect Argentina to make a habit out of. I think Argentina had a bad day at the office. I think they maybe took Saudi Arabia for granted. Saudi Arabia apparently have been working hard as a team and have been working together for about a month or so, training and working together. I think that they've put in a fantastic performance, shocked the world, absolutely incredible. But what does it mean? What does it mean? Where do we go from here? Argentina can still qualify. Argentina can still get through. You know that they're going to respond. That they're going to be hurt. They're going to be wounded. Like, the next Argentina game is fascinating. If they lose that next game, they are potentially out of the World Cup. They are fighting for their survival in the World Cup. So, and I think their next game is their next game against Mexico. Like, they know Mexico very, very well. So I sort of feel like they'll go into that with some confidence. Like, they know how to deal with Mexico. They know what to do against Mexico. I sort of think like they're going to be wounded. They're going to want to respond. I don't think this is the end of Argentina. I think, if anything, this is going to light a fire in Argentina. So it's good. It's amazing for Saudi Arabia. It's amazing for the World Cup. It's a massive talking point. But I am just looking at where do we go next? Where do we go next? And I'm worried that where we go next is we light a fire under Argentina and they now go on to win the World Cup. I couldn't hear what you said on Jones fighting with Ngannou and Blades because of the monster lag. Well, yeah, I said good. Get him back. Get him back. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, MMA fighters of all time. At this point, it doesn't really matter who he fights. I think people just want to see him come back. We've not seen him at heavyweight, so people just want to see him and see what he's like at heavyweight. And obviously, if you can do it against Ngannou, that would be the favoured option. But I think any John Jones fight is going to be monster. It's going to be monster. So even if it's Blades, which isn't as exciting, I think seeing John Jones back's amazing. Seeing him in the heavyweight division is amazing. And if he wins, you know, it's just going to set up that massive, massive fight with Ngannou. But hopefully they can get the Ngannou fight first. But, yeah, just getting back. I mean, it felt like we were going to get Stipe and Jones at one point, and I'd be totally down for that. I mean, Stipe against Jones would be fantastic. Did you see that Saudi declared a holiday because they beat Argentina? Yeah. It got mentioned in the last stream. That's great for them. I mean, that is great. That's the kind of thing that a lot of this stuff is about, like, perception, and a lot of it is about, you know, Saudi Arabia are accused of a lot of human rights issues and things along those lines, and you know, sport gets used to like paper over those, very much like, you know, what we're seeing with Qatar. You know, Qatar have got human rights issues, but hey, we've got the World Cup. You know, not long ago we saw Russia have the World Cup in 2018, and the same accusations were thrown against Russia, and that they were using sport to kind of, it's known as sport washing, isn't it? So, like, it kind of feels like they are going to take this this fun, this positive thing, and they're going to try and obviously get as much out of it as possible. And yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, I don't know that many countries would declare a bank holiday, but then saying that, it's a massive upset, isn't it? They weren't expecting it. I'm sure that it is big celebrations in Saudi Arabia. I think there probably is. It's hard to know how much the people are going to necessarily care. I have no idea what their national sports are. I think football probably is up there. But yeah, I just wonder if there is a bit of sports washing on the world stage. You know, oh, we're so happy, we're over the moon, we're going to have a bank holiday, and do you know what I mean? and they're like making a massive thing out of it. I wonder how much they. I don't know how much they really care. I don't know how much they care. I don't know like if it's just a way of kind of endearing them to the world. I think that's what I'm suggesting. Are they using this as a way to endear themselves to the world? Just a bit skeptical. That's all. But maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe they do genuinely love football. Maybe this was a genuine, heartfelt moment. Maybe this is like, one of those like great upsets like Leicester winning the Premier League and Emma Raducanu winning the US Open and, all those other upsets. Like maybe it is just nice and pure and a great sporting moment that they're celebrating. But I don't know, because of like some of the countries involved, and there is always a little bit of skepticism there. But I think it's great for the World Cup, though. If you take the who the country is out of it, it being Saudi Arabia, if you take that out of it and just look at like the fact that this 1,000-1 team beat a 6-1 team, like that's a great story for the World Cup. And that you don't even need to be into soccer, do you, for that story to resonate around the world? And for that story to, grab people's attention. But that goes back to my point. I think Saudi Arabia know that that's going to happen. And I could see them using this now as a way of kind of sports washing. So you just got to be a little careful with it. That's all I'm saying. Have fun with it. It's a talking point and all of that. But, just got to be aware. That's all. The fact they don't have any stadiums and they use slave labor is the big concern, says Nocto. Kian said, do you think William Regal will come back to WWE? He could do, but I think he's probably enjoying himself in AEW. But he could come back. I think he's got a lot of affection with Triple H. So, yeah, wouldn't rule it out. Let's be happy for Saudi Arabia and forget about the government. Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. It's a good shout. I always I say that during like the WWE streams. I always say like if you look at the real fans that go to those WWE shows, like if you actually look at them, they're so passionate, they're so into it, they're brilliant fans. So if you look at it from the people's perspective, I agree. That's a better way of doing it. Paid competition, have to have the competition moved to different years. People forget that the people are not the issue. It is their government, says Kian. Stipe somehow didn't sign the contract for that fight. Ngannou is being targeted. If Ngannou doesn't show, then it will be Blades. I would prefer Garn versus Jones rather than the Blades fight. Skeptical, a potential new channel opportunity. Hi, welcome to Skeptical Days, or is it? Right, we've got, we're into the final, sneaking our way to the final 10 minutes. David Walker said, Australia draw. Good day, mates. Good day. Yeah, I hope it goes well, man. Rarely, I'll be honest, rarely, if ever, do I find myself siding with Australia. Yeah, as an Englishman. Rarely can I ever find myself. I mean, I'm talking sport. I love Australia as a country. I love their people. But there's a sporting rivalry that's very intense between the British, the English, and the Australians. So rarely, if ever, would I ever find myself siding with Australia. Today is a rare day. It's a rare day. I am Australian. I wrestle crocodiles. I have a hat with corks dangling off it. I play the didgeridoo. I don't know. What else are they known for? Are they known for anything else? Barbecuing, everything. I won't eat any food unless it's barbecued. I refuse. It's just not part of my Australian heritage. So I am a full-blown, fully signed-up member of Australia for the next 2 hours-ish. Well, I mean, if you're losing 3-0, I'll probably abandon it, to be honest. Wrestling crocodiles, I love it. It's all I do in my spare time. A lot of people are like, what do you do as a hobby? I just love wrestling crocodiles. It's my favorite thing. Summit said it would be different to see spectacle days. Martin said, I feel like having a Vegemite sandwich for my tea. Isn't that an Australian thing? I don't know if it features anywhere else in the world, but Vegemite I've heard of. I feel like it's a very Australian thing, yes. Who do you think will win the World Cup? I'm going with Brazil. Brazil was my pick before. They're still my pick now. We haven't seen them yet, but they're still my pick to win it. B Wicked said, I watched my first match, USA-Wales, and it ended in a tie. It happens. It happens. It's part of the game. Calvin said, not related to the World Cup, but if you are a United fan, is this good or bad news that Cristiano Ronaldo is leaving? Well, hang on. Cristiano Ronaldo has left Man United! Yeah! Come on, kids! Pop, pop, pop. Yeah! So, yeah, I'm gutted. No, I mean, look, he is not the player that he was. He's a great player, but he doesn't suit the Man United style right now. Man United have gone in a different direction, and Ronaldo is not part of that direction. So that's not the problem, right? That's not the problem. He's still a great option to have. The problem is if he's going to come out and say that he doesn't respect the manager and coming back has been a nightmare and all this kind of stuff. Like, he spoke, I believe, his truth about where he is and basically where he is not United. Mentally, he does not want to be there. He's made it very clear. And I think if you support a team and a player comes out and says they don't want to be there, well, there's no option, is there, but to go? What option is there? There's no way forward. There's no working it out. Add in the fact he doesn't suit our system, our style of play now. And for me, he's better off without us. We're better off without him. And the fact that this has come through means that he goes, and potentially frees up money for us to actually go out and get someone that's going to suit our system better. So not only do we potentially lose Ronaldo, we maybe now have some money available to go and get someone that's going to work in our system better. So I think that this makes United stronger. I really do. I think that it's weird saying losing Ronaldo makes you stronger. But, we've had so many games where Ronaldo has been on the pitch and we've lost those games. The idea that Ronaldo is going to win games for you single-handedly is just this nonsense. It's nonsense. Maybe in the past he would have had like a greater impact on the game, but not anymore. Not in 2022 going into 2023. He's a class player. He's going to go somewhere that he's going to work in their system. Right. So, yeah, he will go somewhere else and he will do really well. And then I can see a load of people going, oh, I bet you wish you had him now. No. I'm quite happy to move on. Maybe we go and get Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? We'll just go and maybe we just sign Mbappe. Not a problem, mate. Do you want to come to United? That was rumoured, actually, that we were looking at it. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but... what about the other part of the club not evolving? What about the other part of the club not evolving? I don't care what he says. I don't give a flip what he says. He is someone that is upset at not playing. He is someone that is disgruntled. He is someone that wants out of the club. He wants to be playing Champions League, right? He doesn't want to be at United. I don't care what he sits down and says. I haven't even watched his interview. I'm not interested, right? I don't need to listen to what he has got to say. What I know is that a brand new coach came in, Ten Hag, who's done a great job, And we are definitely backing him, definitely giving him what he needs. I mean, we spent over 200 million in the summer bringing in new players for him to fit his system. And United have shown real growth, real improvement this year compared to last year. So if there are things that's wrong with the club, I've got confidence that Ten Hag is going to fix them eventually. Maybe he's not got round to it yet because he can't do everything. I mean, we're seeing improvements on the pitch. If the training facilities aren't great or not to standard or whatever, then Ten Hag will get around to, upgrading those eventually. So, are things perfect at United? No, but I knew that anyway. Do I need Ronaldo, coming out and moaning about it and, I don't know, being positioned as the guy to expose it? No, I mean, the fans have been saying Glazer's out for 20 years. Do you know what I mean? Since they came in, they've wanted the owners out. So is Ronaldo telling the fans anything they don't already know? No, he's not. Ronaldo is interested in Ronaldo. That's the truth. Ronaldo's interested in Ronaldo. So, and I don't blame him. He should be interested in Ronaldo. It's his life. It's his career. He should be interested in himself. But this idea that he is speaking the truth and exposing the Glazers and, showing how bad and how rotten it is to the core and all this kind of stuff, first of all, I don't need him for that. Second of all, it's been Glazers out for as long as I can remember anyway. And third of all, I think the other things he said are way more important, there was no way back for him. There was no way back for him. He was always going to go. They'd made it clear he would not be welcomed back after the World Cup anyway. So today's news is just kind of confirmation that it's done. The saga is over. He has gone. So that's it. Done. Dusted. He can move on. We can move on. And as a United fan, in Ten Hag we trust. I've got full confidence in him as a manager. And hopefully, as we said, this gives him money now to reinvest in the team. Right, national anthems are done. We're going to be underway very soon. One player United need is Jude Bellingham. I would love Jude Bellingham. I would love Jude Bellingham. I agree. He should be standing up for himself as well. Yep. He should. I mean, he should look after himself, which is, what he's done. I don't begrudge him doing the interview, right? I don't have a problem with him, necessarily do it. I don't think it's the right thing to do. But have you heard me, really ranting about him apart from, what we just said on it? I've not really gone out of my way to have conversations about him because the truth is he wanted out. He wanted out. And he made it clear he wanted out. So, that's it. He's gone. It's a shame. It's disappointing. It's a shame it's come to this, but I get it. He's not playing. He wants to play. So, you get it, don't you? But I got to be honest, I'm only happy about it. I'm more excited about what comes next than mourning his loss. Australia with the dub 7-1, said Victor. Days, I think Jones versus his wife would be the biggest pay-per-view seller in combat sports history. Tall Paul said, I think the last straw for Ronaldo was because United didn't believe his daughter was ill. We've not heard United's side of that. I don't know what United... We've heard his side of that. And, he was obviously very disappointed and saddened with how that was handled, but we don't know the United side. There's two sides to every story. We've heard the Ronaldo side on that, and I don't know. I feel like the truth is probably in the middle somewhere. No lag here. Prepare for the Pavard hat-trick, said Rage Kit. I've got Pavard in my team, actually. I think a lot of people do. Yeah, there's a lot of talent. They're just saying there's a lot of talent in this team, even with the injuries. What can you expect from France? Strong everywhere. Steady control. Obviously, just pockets of brilliance all over the pitch. In Mbappe, they have maybe the best player in the world. Certainly in the conversation. So it is going to be very difficult for Australia, but they knew that and they've known that for a long time and they've been able to prepare for this first game. Right, we are. Right, ball being played back, so we are underway. France going from left to right. Australia going from right to left. Let's see what either team can do. Already we're seeing good organisation by Australia and closing down, but Dembele beating his man. Ball going to the back post. Already seeing how hard this is going to be. France effortlessly getting into that penalty area. Australia have got to find a way of not allowing them to get that close. Look at the trickery. Ball being played into the middle. It bounces off the Australian player, goes behind for a corner. Already Australia having to absorb so much pressure. Dembele showing how good he is down that right-hand side, beating his man. England would beat France, said Owen. France are on the offensive. So Griezmann in the set. Griezmann's not been having the best of times, actually. I mean, obviously, if he can get on a bit of a run here. Oof, ball coming across, almost to the back post. France trying to knock it back into the centre. Goes over to the left, but goes out of play. And we're around the halfway line, just inside Australia's half. Rabiot is playing. Almost joined United, Rabiot, in the summer, but the deal wasn't able to get done. Rabiot's mom, I think, getting involved. I think she was his agent or something, and apparently the demands were insane. So the Rabiot deal didn't come off, but still a very, very good player. Here's Australia. We're seeing Australia actually getting into France's half. Australia with the ball. Ball into the middle. Shot from range, but dragged well wide. Well wide by McGree. Plays for Middlesbrough. Why is there no Benzema? He is out of the World Cup. There is no Benzema. Have you ever played Saints Row games? No. I've been playing them and Borderlands pre-sequel as of late. I like Borderlands. I've never played Saints Row. So yeah, Benzema is injured. Let's get the stats up on screen. Boom. Boom. It's exciting, isn't it? We're already seeing Australia getting forwards a bit more than I was expecting. And having more of the ball than I was expecting. They've got the ball at the moment, passing it around. At the moment, it is 68%, 32 possession-wise, but of course very early. Both teams with one shot, but the Australian effort was not really an effort. Ball coming over to the left-hand side. Here's Australia. Ball in the middle. Ball bouncing, goes down the line. Imagine if Australia were to find like an early goal. And then just sit deep. Too much in that. Too much in that by McCree again. McCree's not quite in the groove, is he, at the moment? There's obviously a lot of thoughts that after the World Cup, we could be seeing a replacement for Deschamps. I believe Zinedine Zidane is very interested in the French managing position. Could you imagine a France managed by Zinedine Zidane? I mean, they're scary enough as it is, with Zidane as their manager. Read JB's last comment. JB said Tony Khan is going to cut a deal with Ronaldo Fulham FC and monthly AEW appearances. God, I just want to see the picture where he hugs him. Oh, look at Mbappe. Gets past his man, weaves into the centre. The Australian defender is able to just get the ball off him, but Mbappe already showing glimpses of what he can do. I mean, it's so scary looking at France and seeing Dembele on their right, seeing Mbappe on their left. That is scary. I wonder if they are the best two wide attackers at this World Cup, like in the same team. I mean, I'm trying to think what Brazil have got. They've obviously got Vinny on the one side. Ball goes out. They can play Anthony as well. They've got quite a few options actually. Yeah, but Dembele and Mbappe, that is tasty. I would say it's ahead of Saka and Sterling. Ball up in the air, bounces out. Are you watching SmackDown or World Cup on Friday? Watching both. They're not on at the same time. Cal Equal said, you have to remember this isn't 25, 30-year-old Ronaldo. Ronaldo would get the Claudio hug. David said, Australia 2-1. Ball going down the line. Australia on the ball. Can you check the fantasy teams at halftime? Who can I bring on? Said Daz. Well, to be honest, Daz, I would probably look to use all of your subs, mate. I wouldn't really use it. I sort of feel like you've probably got a lot of players that are going to get you like no points or 1 point. Like I had Pickford score no points for me, so it's a no-brainer to change them. Do you know what I mean? It's not an issue to change those players over. If they only score you like no points or 1 point, I mean, what's 1 point in the grand scheme of things? Nothing. So I think have a look at your team. Anyone that's got you nothing or 1 point, I would just take them out. I would just take them out. If they scored 2 points, that's pretty normal, to be honest. That's kind of like they played for 90 minutes, so they got you 2 points. They didn't do anything. They didn't get booked. They didn't lose you any points, but they didn't really gain you anything either. Australia on the ball, so have a look at your team. See what they've scored already. Anyone that's got you nothing or 1 point, take them out. They said there's a lot more blue shirts in the crowd, and I think it's crazy how much of the ball we are seeing from Australia at the moment. Australia, 45% of the ball at the moment. You really expected it to be like constant pressure by France, constantly we're on the ball, driving forwards, pushing Australia back, but we're seeing Australia actually being allowed to play here. Upamecano coming over, Australian ball going out of play. To be honest, if the game is going to be at this pace, this is not going to be too alarming for Australia. This is all right, just quite slow, passing it around. Good work by Australia. Ball to the back post, Australia! Oh! God! They've scored! Ball whipped across! Oh my God! Wow! Just as we said, this pace might suit Australia. Ball is pinged over to the right-hand side, whipped across. We've got a player down. It's Hernandez. Hernandez down for France. What is today all about? What is today all about? Look at that beautiful work. Whipped to the back post. I thought he'd skied it over, I really thought he'd skied it over. It comes to the back post. He side foots it. It goes right up into the roof of the net. And, side foots it. It just rises and rises and rises, but thankfully rises under the crossbar. Yep. He just taps it. Even so, I mean, oh my God. Wow. They're VARing it, are they? Well, it may get looked at, but yeah, I mean, you do always have to wait for the kickoff. So it's Goodwin that's put it home. Goodwin has put it home. They're saying Hernandez is down. Hernandez has got his head in his hands. This could be a big problem here for France if they lose Hernandez. So a goal behind, and Hernandez is down. Let's have a look. He's back up to his feet. 9 minutes gone. It's his knee by the looks of it. Good win. On course to give Australia a good win tonight. Yeah, it'd be a good... You are right. You're not lying. It would be a good win. So 1-0. There's no sign of VAR or anything at the moment. I mean, to be honest, there's nothing contentious about it. I don't know what we would check, but they might always look to see if someone's just been pushed off the ball or something. It does definitely look like Hernandez is going to have to get subbed. What it means for him for the rest of the tournament, I don't know. There are the French fans. Right now, France down to 10 momentarily. Ball being played forward. Lecky with the assist. So Lecky with the assist. Whipping it over from the right-hand side towards the back post. Goodwin's there. Skies it in. Side foot. Manages to get past Hugo Lloris. France are going to be fired up now. Mbappe whipping the ball in. I mean, the only thing you'd say for France is they've conceded, but they've conceded early. There's tons of time. And you know that France are going to create, you know, opportunities and moments. He's come back on, actually. Is he on? Or is that a sub? It's a sub. It's a sub. Hernandez has gone off. I just saw someone running on. So Hernandez has gone off and they've substituted him for Hernandez. Ball being whipped in, kicked forwards. Comes to the middle of the park. France putting the pressure on now. Long, long way to go. We can dare to dream, of course. Big step forward for Australia here, but still a long way to go. So it is Lucas Hernandez of Bayern Munich that has gone off. So he is unquestionably his country's first choice when it comes to left backs. He's tactically flexible and strong play at Russia 2018 has been key to his consistent inclusion since. He's won more than 30 caps. He is key for Bayern Munich as well. He had an injury which forced him off in September. There was a race against time for him to be fit. There was an absence of several weeks. That it was basically what they're saying is that it was an estimate that several weeks for him to get ready to return. They have brought him in early. This was a risky inclusion for Deschamps, and it has absolutely seemingly backfired. So Lucas Hernandez was a risky inclusion. He's been included, and it may have backfired. They still have, though, Theo Hernandez. This is the problem with France. You lose someone. They've got someone, you know, perfectly capable to slip in. Former Real Madrid man, key part of Milan's winning team last season, scored a late winner against Belgium, made headlines for the wrong reasons when he's... Oh, I didn't know this. When his pit bull attacked and killed an old woman's dog. He's dynamic and tenacious. Brother teammate Lucas. So Hernandez on for Hernandez. Ball being played over is Mbappe. Cuts inside in the middle. Oh. A lot of these balls across, they almost just make it. And there's just like an Australian defender that just manages to get in there before it makes it to its target. And you do worry about some of those balls. Lots of balls being played in from the left-hand side of France from Mbappe. Retro D-Man said, I'm closing in on my 1-year membership. That would be a big dub. Retro D-Man, shout out to you, my friends. Getting closer. Sloppy there by France. Australia on the ball. Worth reminding that Australia 750 to 1. Same odds to win the World Cup as Tunisia. When it comes to Australia are so strong at sport, but when it comes to soccer, it just hasn't clicked for them. I mean, I'm sure it will one day, but it hasn't kind of clicked for them yet. So them leading France is massive news. 15 minutes gone. First brothers to be subbed at the World Cup. Oh, God. No way I would know that. First brothers subbed at World Cup. There's lots on brothers, but yeah, whether this is the first example of brothers being subbed, that's a really good question. Maybe if I just put brothers World Cup and see what comes up. I mean, it's going to be loads, isn't there? Australia going down the left-hand sides. Do you know what? There's brothers that have played. Oh, this is interesting. Brothers Inaki and Nico Williams will be competing at 2 different countries. Inaki has been called up to Ghana, while Nico will be playing for Spain. So I can't find any examples of brothers being subbed apart from what we've just seen, but I found that apparently at this World Cup we do have 2 brothers that represent 2 different countries at this World Cup. That's fun. Juan Hernandez normally plays at centre back, says Cal E. Cool J. Ball going down the channel there. We're seeing Hernandez bringing the ball out. Good work there by France. France have not really had a chance to kind of settle. That we've seen a few opportunities for them. I'd say that Mbappe is causing problems down that left-hand side. We saw Dembele causing problems down the right at the start of the game. These balls are just not quite getting through. If one of them will, I mean, lots of little 1-2s being played, but they're not quite coming off at the moment. Ball being played into the centre, being sprayed over to the Hernandez, over to that left-hand side. Here's France. Building, we're around the halfway line. Boating for Germany, Prince Boating for Ghana. Oh, is that another example as well? That's fun. Who were the 2 brothers that played fullbacks at United? That was the Raphael, wasn't it? It was those 2. They were both Brazilians, weren't they? Raphael played quite a bit, actually, for United. I forget what his brother was called. Going back about 10 years or so, was it? Rafael da Silva. Is it Theo? Fabio da Silva. I don't remember him playing for United as much. How many times did he play? He only played 22 times, Fabio. Between 08 and 2014. Played 22 times and scored 1 goal. His brother, though, Raphael, played a lot more. 109 times he played for United. So Raphael played quite a bit. His brother, not so much. All being launched forwards by Australia into the French half. Comes over to the left-hand side. Australia whipping it in. Ball up in the air. Comes back to Australia. France closing down. There's Dembele running onto it. Well done by Australia, cutting that out. Australia need another, but I feel good for them, said WWE LOL. Fabio and Raphael, says Omar. Who will get Ronaldo now that is free? Well, it's that is down to Ronaldo, to be honest. I think a lot of big clubs won't be interested. I mean, look, I think any club would be interested, but the problem is here's Australia. Wow, that's an amazing shot from range. That was an amazing shot from range there by Australia, just outside the penalty area. So France had the ball. Ball was bobbling around. It was a really bad back pass. Long way away, but not that wide in the end. So it was Duke that took the shot. Their striker. I feel like Hugo Lloris, did he have it covered? Nah, I mean, he didn't, in all fairness. If that had been a bit more over, I mean, that could have gone in, but it was fairly wide, all things considered, but from that range, it was close. Not a bad attempt. Just do that, have a little pop shot from range. I mean, one of them might go in. Here come Australia again. Ball going over to the left-hand side. I mean, if Australia win this, would this be the most incredible day in World Cup history? Like, I can't imagine another day where Denmark were held by Tunisia, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina, and then Australia beat France. I mean, it would be stunning. Ball being pumped forward, being chased after. Yeah, so what we were saying about Ronaldo is that it's going to come down to the wages, isn't it? Who's going to pay those wages? Who's going to pay that money to have Ronaldo? It's going to come down to him. Like, if he'll take a wage reduction, that might open up a few more clubs that would be interested. Plenty of teams that will take him, of course they will, but you've got to balance, like, the wages. His wages are astronomical. But then you've got, like Saudi Arabian teams, Major League Soccer teams that have got money that will pay it. Because just having him is an asset, Imagine Ronaldo playing for a Major League Soccer team. I'd imagine the footballing world is aware tonight. Very, very aware. I'm sure there's many conversations being had at many different clubs about would it be the right move to bring in Ronaldo. But World Cup curse. Don't jinx it, says Richards. Another upset. Upset Tuesday. Ball being played it. Well, look, there's a long, long way to go. Long way to go. England didn't even score the first of their 6 until the 30-something minute. So, I mean, this can as easily end 7-1 as it can 1-0 to Australia. But what Australia have done is got themselves into an incredible, mind-blowing situation and position. Ball being played to the halfway line. It's simple. Why the underdogs are doing well. It's something in the Qatar Airways. Nice. Retro D-Man, shout out to you as Mbappe gets onto the ball, drives forwards. excellent defensive work by Harry Suter. Suter doing well, charging over, booting the ball out. That's Australian defence having to stay so disciplined, so well marshalled. Again, ball coming over to the wing. Hernandez on the ball. Mbappe asking for it to come to his feet. Ball going over to Dembele down that right-hand side. Tries to beat the man. Can't. Excellent work there by Australia. They're resisting at the moment. Holding firm, staying well organised. Ball being played across to that right-hand side. Comes to Dembele. Dembele trying to find a way forward. Beautiful ball. Shot there by Griezmann. Balloons up in the air. Goes behind. It's going to be a France corner. So, corner to France right now. If Australia beat France, then it'll be a strange day for this World Cup, says Daniel's Life. Ronaldo could go to Miami to play for Beckham. He could. It's just what Ronaldo wants to do because, like, Ronaldo, I think... Oh, it's in by France! Ball was whipped in. Yep. It all looks good. It's 1-1. Ball was whipped into the middle. Rabiot got onto the end of it. And there is the equaliser for France. Heartbreak. Doesn't matter, though. Not losing. So the corner came in. It was headed clear. Looked like Australia were going to clear their lines. Then it's whipped in, straight into the middle. Well onside. Headed home by Rabiot. Heartbreak. Heartbreak for France there. So Rabiot after 27 minutes. Don't know who got the assist yet. Uh, 1-1 goal. No surprise that France scored. No shock this time. Goal for France. Ronaldo wants Champions League, says Cal L. Cool J. Makes sense. Go to Benfica. He's got to accept that wage reduction, though, hasn't he? That's the issue. That he does want Champions League. That I don't think money is a motivation for him. Playing time is a motivation. I think wherever he goes, he wants to know he will be playing. Right? That is going to be, at this stage in his career, that will be a motivation. Ball being whipped in, headed clear. Imagine if PSG got him. Imagine if he goes to Paris Saint-Germain and he starts playing with Messi. Football fans will... they wouldn't cope. Certain football fans would not cope. Seeing them two on the pitch, playing together, would blow people's minds. Never going to Benfica. His sporting through and through, says Undercover Manager. He will go to PSG, said Jellyheads. Right, they are well on top now, France. France really pouring it on. They are having to absorb so much pressure, but they knew they were going to have to do that, France. France all out 1-4-1. Australia to bat next. Ball coming in. Back post. Comes to Dembele. Dembele. Ball in the centre. Just overhit, overrun. France might have to... Australia, ball again in the middle. They're getting real joy there. They're getting real joy with those balls. Those kind of diagonal balls into the centre where the target man at front can then get a head on it. They seem to have the beating of the Australian defence when it comes to those type of balls being played in. Saying that the flag was up regardless, but I don't think they knew that at the time. Glazers are going to look to sell Man United, says Ian. I think they've, in all fairness, I think the Glazers have been sort of open to that idea. I think they've been open to that idea for a while. It's just, will someone come in with the money they want for it? Because I think they're looking for around like 6 billion or something for Man United's. And I don't know. I don't know how successful they're going to be. If they're going to lower that asking price because they are now looking to get out, that was interesting. But Dace, who do you think wins that Bloodline Brutes? Maybe Brutes, because like the Bloodline don't need to win, do they? And they've cheated a lot, so I think that people will probably enjoy seeing them lose. There's no one necessarily that can come and help them because they're all going to be in there. France playing the ball around. What's your opinion on the Saudi thing? Well, we spoke about it. It's an incredible result, isn't it? Incredible result. Didn't expect it. One of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. Where it leaves that group, I don't know. As an England fan, I'm concerned because if Argentina finish second, then they will go into England's side of the draw if England finish first. So, little concerned. Oh, that's a lovely back heel. France in the middle. That's a beautiful goal. That is a disgusting goal. Giroud scores. It's 2-1. It's effortless. It is absolutely effortless. Giroud scores 2 goals in 5 minutes. And, yeah. Heartache for Australia. That back heel is beautiful. Mbappe looking good. Yeah, look at that little back heel, and then it's played into the centre. The marking's not great. Heartbreak for Australia. So there we go, 2-1. Kanate is playing. I did not know that, says Edwards. 2-1 by Giroud. It's going to be a heavy one, this, says Undercover Manager. That first goal has really woken up the animal. What, Batista? So Rabiot has scored. Giroud has scored. Hernandez with the 1 assist. Just waiting to find out who got the other assist. Rabiot. Wow, Rabiot's having quite the game, isn't he? Rabiot's having quite the game. So Rabiot with the first goal and then the second assist. Ball going all the way back to the keeper. Plays it out to the left-hand side. Are you glad I'm back watching the channel after a long time? You do you, dude. You're always welcome. But we're always here. So, yeah, welcome back. And on Hart, do you think The Rock will come back for WrestleMania? Yes. I don't know that he is, but hand on heart, do I think that's the plan? And do I think that's what's going to happen? Yes. Another little back heel there. Again, beautiful. Hernandez on the ball. He then back heels. The French are loving these back heels. They're passing it around. They're in Australia's half again. We're about 10 minutes away from half time. Ball coming over to the wings, being passed around. Comes back. Dembele. Yeah, this is more like what I was expecting. So, when Australia had the ball and they were getting more of the ball than what I thought, it's because I was expecting this. Look, France on the ball, just passing it around. Goes out onto that right-hand side, into the centre. Again, France just working their way up the pitch. Mbappe. There are lots of tricks. They are enjoying themselves. Into the middle. Out wide. Pulling it back. Gets knocked away. Australia clear it. That was dangerous. I feel bad not being on the streams. I was watching the next day. Hope you don't mind. No? No, not at all. How far do you think England can go? They're looking sharp, said Master Squints VR. I think they can get... If they win the group, chances are they get Senegal. I think they'll get past Senegal. Then it could be this team. It could be France. Is that a problem? Yes. Could they go out at that point? Yes. But could they beat this French team? Yes. I think they could. This is a French team that's... shot goes over there by France. Giroud skies it. This is a French team that are without Pogba. They're without Konate. They're out... Benzema, of course. They might have just lost Hernandez. So, they're slightly depleted. I think England would go into it feeling that they had a chance of getting through that game. I don't want to say it'd be a 50-50 game. I feel like France would be favourites, but England would have a hell of a chance. So, I don't know. I think a lot of people in this country are looking at quarterfinals thinking that's probably where it's going to end for England. But if England get past that, I think the next likely opponents would be Portugal. I gotta admit, Portugal are not as scary as France. If we get past France, then you look at Portugal and go, well, actually, that should be an easier game. France are like third favourites. I think Portugal are about 6th or 7th favourites. So it would not be an easy game, but it should be an easier game than against France. So I sort of feel like, well, look, England just need to focus on England, do whatever they can do. Most people say quarterfinals. If they could get past that, then it'd be a tough challenge in the semi-finals. And then you're in the final. And do you know what I mean? Who knows? So the thing with the World Cup is if you want to win it, you're going to have to beat good teams, aren't you? You can't avoid a good team at some point. You're going to have to play a good team at some point. And I think England fans are thinking that as soon as we face this French team, that may be the end of the road. But who knows? I mean, honestly, who knows? They look so good, England. They look so good that they just need to enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. If they do get to that stage where it's against France, bring it on. I'm optimistic. I love seeing knockouts, says Deanna. Can we send the Lionesses to face France? That would be an easy dub. Mexican Wave Time said, Watson. Maria said, in school, they're watching World Cup. One of the kids said, stupid Poland. Stupid Poland did all right. Well, they did miss that penalty. But they managed to get a draw. I sent you the Glazers news. It looks like we could get Gakpo for 45 million. Is that who we're going to get as the replacement, do you think? Who goes up front then? Rashford. Rashford's the number 9. I feel like we need a number 9. Gakpo's not a 9, is he? Gakpo's not a 9. I feel like we need a 9. Ronaldo plays as a 9. Suppose we've got Martial and Rashford, but it's not really long-term, is it? It doesn't feel long-term. Ball being played forward. Here's Mbappe into the centre. Side-footed. They break with such incredible speed. Such incredible speed by France. Man United owners to explore sale as Glazers seek new investment. Let's have a look at this story. Old Trafford Club close to announcing that its American owners are exploring financial options that might include an outright sale. Could finally be sold after 17 years. Glazer's family is preparing to formally announce its intention to potentially source outside investment that might include selling the club. Okay. So, okay, well, that does seem different to what I was talking about. Because I believe it's been on the market, but they've wanted 6 million for it. But it seems like, for whatever reason, they now want to raise... They want to raise money. Reports in recent months speculate that any transaction needs to value the club between 5 and 9 billion for the owners to want to sell. So 5 to 9 billion is what they'd be looking for. 6 is what I heard. Let's see. If someone's got that kind of money out there, and there's definitely people that have. I mean, imagine for someone like Elon Musk, it's nothing, is it? He spent 44 on Twitter. He could buy United for 6. Put another 2 billion in. It's nothing for him. It's nothing. He wouldn't even notice it. He wouldn't even notice it. Someone would have to tell him that he owns United because he might forget. France passing the ball around. They're being so methodical. Some lovely passes just being played in. France are showing like, oh, look at that by Dembele. Shot comes in. Oh, just wide. France are showing how to methodically break down a team that are sitting deep. I mean, this is the kind of great play that made them world champions. They are just absolutely carving Australia here. Australia are working so hard. They've done so well to keep it just 2, in all fairness. They've done a really great job. And to score was incredible. So, I mean, Australia have done everything they can do. It's just, you know, a couple of moments of brilliance, a couple of moments of magic. And I think Australia have done themselves proud, to be honest. If they can get to half-time only 2-1 down, you know, regroup, refocus, see what the second half brings. But at the moment, it seems like goals 3, 4 feel more likely than a second goal for Australia, of course. But when it was 1-0, did that mean it was 1-0 to the rest of the world, said Watson. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if people have got the same mindset as me. I just think that if you've won it before, like, I really don't want to see you win it again. I feel like your fans have already had chance to celebrate. They celebrated 4 years ago. They won the Nations League as well. So they got to celebrate that. Like, they've had a lot to cheer about in recent times. I want them to have a World Cup to cheer as well. So for me, of all the teams, this is the one I do not want to win the World Cup. Which probably means they will be the team that win the World Cup. So for me, yeah, when Australia was winning, I think that was 1-0 rest of the world. But France have got their supporters. There's plenty of people that love watching, like Mbappe and Benzema, of course. 1 minute to go till we get to half time. And then, of course, we've got all this extra added on time. How much would you pay for Edward to take on Jake Paul? Oh, my God. Oh, I think we'd all love to see that. That would be an absolute dream. That would. There'd be serious money being paid there. The kind of money that Jake Paul could only dream of. English businessman. Ball being played forwards. Here's Griezmann in the middle. Oh, how's he missed that? Mbappe skies it. Mbappe skies it over. Ball was whipped into the middle by Griezmann. Yeah, he should have buried that. You should have absolutely buried that. You would have put your house and everything on him there. He is running at goal around the kind of 6-yard area. Imagine this. Mbappe running at goal, 6-yard area, ball whipped in. He connects. And he skies it. And he skies it. And he puts it over. And I couldn't be happier. Listen, whilst this is 2-1, the threat of a second Australia goal is still there. This is one of those games where it's like, my God, France are so dominant. They're going to get a third. They're going to get a fourth. They're going to get a fifth. And then it never comes. And late in the game, Australia gets an equaliser. Like, can't rule that out. 6 added minutes here. Ball being played in the middle. Here's Australia driving forward. Pulled back, whipped in the middle. They're headed towards... off the post by Australia! It's posting out rather than posting in. Oh, God, that would have been the 2-2. Oh, Australia. Well done for creating this chance, but you've got to take them. Oh, you've got to take these chances. Dink. Dinks off the post. Oh, blowing it in. God damn it. Well, they're still in this. There's still life in this Australian team. Repent. Days would pay £100 if he could own footage of Jake Paul knocking out Edwards. That was close. 6 minutes to go. Right, ball being passed around. Comes over to... goes back to their defence. 6 added minutes we've got, so 2 minutes gone already. Looks like we're going to go to half-time at 2-1 France. That's not bad. That's not terrible. It just feels terrible because Australia were leading. You know, had it say it was like France came out, they got a goal after 2 minutes. And then, thankfully, like Australia managed to keep it just 1-0. You know, Australia would go in going, okay, 1-0, we can get back into this. That could have been a lot worse. Like, you have to kind of think that way. It's only 1 goal. But it feels worse because France have been so good. It should be more. They came from behind. Australia were leading. So it sort of feels like Australia are going in having thrown that lead away, which is what's happened. But they need to go in really thinking it's only 1-0. We're still in this game. Ball going back to the Australian defence. AEW fan said someone definitely broke a TV on that near goal. It was really close. Ball being launched forward by Australia. Getting in behind the French defence. They knock it out. It's going to be a throw-in. I tell you what, this would be amazing if this game is this close and then we get to the 90th minute and there's like 10 added minutes. That's where the extra time becomes kind of interesting. Yeah, he's turned him. He's got past Rabiot. Good. Ball being whipped out to the wing, but intercepted by France. Dembele picks it up, bursting down the right-hand side. Dembele charging forwards. He's got plenty of yellow shirts around him. They do great job. Great job. Lose the ball, though, and France have got it around the halfway line. Spraying it over to the left-hand side. Hernandez keeps it in. Here's Mbappe. Mbappe knocking it into the centre, playing it back, little 1-2 touches. You just know it'll stay the same until final minutes with an equaliser. I'd love that. Cavlog said Saudi Arabia shocked the world when they beat Argentina 2-1. They did. Today definitely belongs to Saudi Arabia at the moment. Definitely belongs to Saudi Arabia. Fantastic result for them. The 6 added minutes are almost up. 6 added minutes are almost up. 5 minutes of the 6 has gone so far, and we are seeing Australia winning the ball in their own half. Long ball forward, no one on the end of it, and that ball's going to trickle out. Wasteful there by Australia. Wasteful. Wrestle with Andy said, I'm 56th in the league. It's coming home. Wrestle with Andy, don't worry about it, because I think I'm like lower down, to be honest. Not been a brilliant start to the fantasy game for myself. Yeah, I'm 74th. 74th. There's lots of twos, and I mean, I had Pavard, and obviously France have conceded here. So I'm going to have to make some changes to this team. End of the half. Boom. So end of the half, 2-1 to France. Rabiot and Giroud scoring. France looking absolutely irresistible. Caught off guard by Australia after just 9 minutes. But, yeah, fascinating stuff. Australia take the lead. Hopefully they're going in with their heads held high. They should do. Plenty to be positive about. Plenty for them to take from that first half. Australia, they could be 3-0 down now. They are absolutely not. They're only 1 goal behind. So hopefully they can get some belief and weather an early storm, because there'll be a storm in this second half. If they can weather it, keep it to 1 goal, they're always in the game. Whilst there's only 1 goal in it, they're always in the game. So, yeah, if you're a fan of Australia, don't worry. Don't be too down. Whilst there is only 1 goal in it, you're still in this. The problem will be if France come out and smash a third at the start of the second, then it could be a long second half then. Half-time, 2-1, France. Yes. It's official. I hope this new added time system gets rolled out across Europe after World Cup, said Undercover Manager. LDTV said the Saudi fans back home will definitely be sacrificing goats and lambs tonight. Sacrifice. They could have Elton John come in and sing Sacrifice whilst they all slaughter goats and lambs at the same time. Listen, whatever makes them happy, they deserve it. Fantastic result. And it's certainly made that group interesting. Very interesting. Because Mexico drew today. They play Argentina next. Mexico need a result. Argentina need a result. What have recent results been between Argentina and Mexico? Should we have a look? Let's have a look. Argentina and Mexico. Argentina have no margin for error. Bum, bum, bum. Recent results. So, win probability at the moment, 61% for Argentina, 15% for Mexico, a draw 24%. So, a draw or a Mexico win is 39%, an Argentina win is 61%. Argentina were unbeaten since 2019 coming into this game. So, I mean, it just puts into perspective how mental today's result is. It really is unexpected. Gonna fix it. Yeah, that might be my fault. So I've got a fair few tabs open, to be honest. Right, here we go. I've got the. They haven't played each other since 2019. So they played twice in 2018 and once in 2019, and Argentina won all three of those. In fact, seemingly the last time they lost to Mexico was back in 2004, according to this. 2004 in the Copa America. I would have thought they would have played each other a lot more times than that. Argentina have beaten Mexico 16 times, drawn 14 times, and lost 5 times. But according to this, they've only played each other 35 times in their history, which I'm really, really surprised at. I thought it'd be at least double that. But yeah, there we go. Not much to take from that, but they've played them 3 times since 2018, and they've won all 3 times, Argentina. So probably going to get a win, aren't they? Boom, there we go. Deanna said, I saw in an article, it said the extra time is due to them stopping the watch during substitutions, which they never focused on. It's a point of emphasis, so you'll see a lot of minutes from now on. James said, United investment could be imminent. What do you mean, buds? What do you mean? Do you mean like someone taking over could be imminent? This is all moving very quickly, isn't it? Could Argentina take on Portugal? Could Argentina take on Portugal? Yeah, I think people... I mean, we've got the bracket here. Let's have a look. So we've got the bracket here, and the way that would work is Portugal are Group H, so they're not going to be anywhere near Group C. They're not going to be anywhere near Group C until at least the quarterfinal stage. So if Portugal win Group H and Argentina are runners-up in Group C, then they will face at the semi-final stage. They will face at the semi-final stage. So Argentina and Portugal will either face in the semi-finals or the final. It could be an Argentina-Portugal final, a Messi-Ronaldo final. Boom. Friendlies to make it 70. Mexico is CONCACAF, Argentina in CONMEBOL, 2 different continental groups. Friendlies to make it to 70. Well, no, I mean, I just would have thought they would have played a lot more. I mean, they're both nations that are been around for a long time. It's not as if they're in completely different parts of the world. I mean, they're not far apart at all. If ever they were going to arrange like friendlies and whatever, I would have thought they would have. They've actually faced each other in the Copa America a few times as well. Don't actually have it all up. But like, I don't know, just in like World Cups and yeah, I mean, I don't know, 35 times. They've only ever played 35 times. I find that surprising, yeah, I do. What are your thoughts on England? Can you think they can go and win the whole thing? Do I think they could win the whole thing? I mean, yes, I do think they can win it. Do I think they will win it? No. I think Brazil will win it. I think that England need to just get to the quarterfinal stage, and then they are potentially going to play France. That's going to be a tricky game. If they get past that, I mean, it's the old cliche of take it a game at a time. Take it a game at a time. Before the tournament, people said that England should get out the group, and they'll probably struggle against France in the quarterfinals. Yesterday's result has not changed that. All yesterday's result has done is really just sort of confirmed that we are hopefully going to get out the group and we're not going to have like a nasty banana skin, you know? So, is Bray Wyatt coming on the pitch? No. George said Birmingham City's most mentioned league club during the World Cup. We are massive, growing players like Jude, Bilic, Hannibal, and McCree, says George. James said, I've sent you what I've seen. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see. What, did you send it? Wait, oh, hang on. I'm not on the right account. Boom. Did you tweet it me? Why is Dustin Rhodes said, hey, Rollins? What's that about? Dustin Rhodes says, hey, Rollins, and sticks a finger up. Was that due to some comments from Raw or something? Statement confirming the Glazer family's intentions to sell outside investment to help them inject money into the club could be imminent. Okay, outside investment to help them inject money into the club. Okay, interesting. I don't know I wonder what they're going to invest in. Are they investing in the stadium, do you think? Because we've had people looking at the stadium, haven't we? We've had people do new designs for the stadium, and it might be that they're trying to raise money for the stadium. Trying to think. I mean, they've just spent like 200 odd million on the players. I mean, could we do with another 200 odd million? Sure. But what team couldn't? I mean, I feel like every team could do with that. So I don't know, training facilities. What I don't know what they're. I wonder what they're looking to invest in. I wonder what they want the investment for. Stadium is what I'm thinking, because they must be making some progress with that now. They had like the same architects come in that did the designs for like Tottenham. So. Okay, this is an interesting article. They're saying that this is the highest carbon event. This is the highest carbon event for anything outside of a war that that humans have ever staged. Wow. Hopefully, Sir Jim Radcliffe completely buys the club, says James. Where's AEW's World Cup, said Corey. That's true. Jake's life would be made for fighting me, but he'd lose, and even you know that. Legend Killer, shout out to you. David Paul says Glazer's looking to sell Man United. God, it's all happening. I wonder why this news has come out with the... What's that? World Cup China 2050. Sport 2050. I don't know what BBC are talking about. Yeah, I wonder why this news has come out. I wonder why this has come out during the Ronaldo stuff. What is a banana skin? Well, it's meant to be slippy. A banana skin on the floor is something that you would slip on. So it's a saying, really. If something's a banana skin, it's a potential problem. You could slip over on it. So England should get out the group, but there could be a few banana skins in there. There could be a few slippery moments, a few moments that England slip up. They're meant to do well, but they don't. So I don't know. Maybe that's. I would imagine that's. Is that an English saying? Don't know. Don't know if they use it in America or not. I think that's an England thing, says Deanna. If it works out, then glory days at Man United again, said James. We don't say that across the pond. Cool. Use it. Take it with you. It's pretty standard over here. Banana skin, slipping over. So, it's funny you say those things. You don't even think about them, to be honest. I've just said that my whole life. Breaking news: Glazers looking to sell Man United. No idea. I think we're up to date with everything. Yes. Right, we are at half time. We are at. Let's change that over. We are at half time. It is 2-1 to France. What we could do is just take a moment just to have a look at some of the teams, because I've had loads of people asking about that. There's the. Didn't want that. There is the Twitter news that I was looking at. Let's get rid of that. Actually, let's go to it this way. Fantasy World Cup. Fantasy World Cup. Ronaldo. They're talking about the Ronaldo news as well. Right, so this is the person in the lead. You can see that we've got Squixel. Squixel is in the lead. There's over 200 people in our fantasy game. Squixel is in the lead. Reason being, captained Messi, but it's Saka, isn't it? I mean, Saka, 15 points. Absolutely incredible. I mean, you can see, look, this is the person that is doing the best in our league so far. And they have, I mean, it's not anything earth-shattering. I mean, Squixel, if you are watching or you do see this, fantastic that you're doing as well as what you are. And I wish you all the very best. But this is the person that's doing the very, very best. And you look like Martinez in defence, 0 points. Stones in defence, 1 point. Martinez in goal, no points. Like, there's a few scores in there that aren't, earth-shattering. So this is what I'm saying. Like, in order to get a good score, you just need the odd player to put in a big performance. That's exactly what Saka has done and Kane has done. So I think a lot of people probably went with Messi as their captain. I know I did. So a lot of people will have gone with Messi there. But yeah, that's the person that's in the lead at the moment. But long way still to go. Right, second half has begun. Second half is underway here. I did want to try and have a look at a few more, but the second half snuck up on us. So let's see what Australia can do. Can they get back into this? Undercover said, how do I join? Did you not join already, buds? I mean, I can put the thing in. Let's go invite. Let's go copy link. Let's go into the chat. So if you do want to join, there we go. Boom. Boom. So if you do want to join the league and you've already got a team, then that link is in the chat. Right, we are underway with this second half. Australia coming down the right-hand side. They're going from left to right into the middle. Ball balloons out. It's controlled. Australia on the ball. Looking for options. Plays it out. Down the line. Being chased after. Battling away. He's got a couple of French players around him, including Upamecano. That bounces out. 45 minutes. Let's go, says Aaron. Aaron, shout out to you. Hope you are well. Steve said, I'm here. Don't send out a search party just yet. Hope you are having a good one. It's going well, yeah. It's been an interesting day. It's been a weird day. We watched the last game. It was 0-0. It was all right. It was an all right game. Missed penalty. This one, a lot more captivating. Can Australia find the equaliser? France looking really good in that first half once they actually settled into a groove. Here we go. Corner to Australia. Going to look to whip this in. It is. It's low. It's headed clear there by France. Ball being knocked back into the halfway line. So Australia getting pushed all the way back into their own half. Ball over to the left-hand sides. Not back again. France doing a really good job of just driving Australia back. Goes all the way back to the keeper. He's going to launch it. And France easily picking that up. So France just easily weathering that little pressure. But Australia winning the ball back goes out of play. Out of play. So, yeah, at the moment, 2-1. And Australia really struggling just to create opportunities at the start of this second half. But they did manage to get a corner, in all fairness to them. If we look at XG, France's XG is 2.18. That's their expected goals. And Australia's expected goals is 0.4. So they're doing much better than that because they've scored. But France passing the ball around at the moment. Total shots 11-4. Shots on target 2-1 for France. 5 corner kicks to France already as well. France starting to come forward, dinking the ball forward. Here's Hernandez. He's got behind the defence, pulls it back. No one there. Edge of the area, side foot. Blocked by Australia. Australia blocking. Right, ball being passed around, comes down the line. Being chased after by Hernandez. Dinked up into the middle. Bicycle kick. Damn, that would have been amazing. That would have been sick. It goes wide. Beautiful work there by France, though. Ball whipped into the middle. Bicycle kick with real intent. Look at this. Up in the air. He looks at it. Turns. Boom! Oh! And just goes wide. Man, that would have been such a great goal. It's the World Cup. You've got to go for it. It's the World Cup. Right, we've got ball being played across by Australia. Nicely defended, though. Ball bouncing around Australia, putting the pressure on. It's not totally clear. Little... do find that France have got the odd mistake in them, you know. It's a few times where they're playing balls and those balls are too short and they're letting Australian players in. Ball being dinked into the middle, knocked back. Goes down the line. What a shot. That was very close. FIFA admitted that one of Argentina's goals that was given offside by VAR was actually onside. They effed up. FIFA admitted one of Argentina goals that was given as offside was onside. They effed up. So Argentina should have drawn. Hang on. Oh, why is it not working? Oh, it is working. Is it working? It's not working. Oh my God. Why haven't I got any... Why is none of this working now? Oh, great. Great. Now I've lost the ability to have fun. Now I can't even have fun. What's going on? Unbelievable. My laughing kids have gone. Oh! Okay, right. I heard that. I don't think you heard that. The kids are back. Guys, I got the kids back. That's good bants, that is. Fun's overrated. Aaron says, an Irishman, when Seamus called Finn a plastic paddy, I was like, he is Irish. Yeah, that was strange. That was a bit strange. Yeah, VAR didn't take the left back into contention when making the decision and Martinez was level with him. Right, here we go. France. Cheeky France with a cheeky free kick. Gonna look to whip it in. High ball, back post, whips round and... Good work, Mbappe. Good work. My nan could have done that. And she's dead. Ball going back to the Australian defence then. Good work here by Australia. Driving forwards. Comes to the right-hand side. Switching it over to the left-hand side. Here's Australia. I don't really go in for the whole banter thing, but I don't want France to win the World Cup. And it's pretty funny that Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia. So I am going to allow myself to banter Argentina and France today. It only took 40 years for Argentine karma for the hand of God, said Steve. Yes. Days, please send and show a kid being punched in the face with that laughing track. Maybe on the web. Who do you want to win? I want Australia to win. Joe said, I heard it. Okay, good. We're back. We're back, baby. We are back. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Mitchell Duke has picked up a yellow card. France playing the ball over to the left-hand side. It's quite uninspiring stuff by France, to be honest, at the moment. It's quite uninspiring. Like, we saw them looking great towards, like, the middle and end of that first half. Haven't really seen them do that in this second half. Did you hear the news that Man United is for sale, says Spencer? Yes. I mean, as I said, Man United have sort of been for sale for a while. I've heard that 6 billion would have done it. But this seems different. The articles that are coming out now seem like they're looking for investment. They want to invest in the club. Some mixed messages, actually. Just from what James has sent me, it seems like on one hand they're looking for investors because they want to invest in the club, but on the other hand they're also open to selling the club. So, I don't know, it's exciting news. It's very exciting news. Right, it's going to be a throw-in. Did you hear... Oh, he answered that one. Who I heard it. Barely audible, says Dark Angel. Yeah, quite flat. It's gone, which is good for Australia again. You know, France just haven't really come out and got to the same level they were at in the first half. What we're seeing here is we're seeing a French side that it struggles to get into its rhythm sometimes. When it does, it's beautiful. It really is. Like you see glimpses of the great side that's there, the great side that's on paper. But ball going down that right hand side into the middle. So we're in Australia's half. France passing it around the defence at the moment. Goes over to that left-hand side. Back into the centre. Dinked into the middle. Passing it around. Going over to the right-hand side. Dembele on the ball. Dembele's looked good in this game. Into the middle. Back post. Headed clear by Australia. Nice diagonal ball. Ball being passed around. It's won by France again. So they're still building. Going down the right-hand side. Finds its way to Dembele once more. Dembele has been very influential. Havertz, ball. There by Dembele. Oh, it's won back by France. Dembele tried to play this pass. It bounced off an Australian player. And but ended up finding its way to a French player, and they're just passing it around still. So Australia have got a 4-5-1. 4-5-1 shaped by Australia. They are still in the game at the moment. If you'd be a UFC fighter, have a nickname, what would it be? Tribal Thief is the best, but your thoughts? I don't know. Nickname for a UFC fighter? I have no idea. What would yours be? Let's see if I can get some inspiration. Have you ever watched NRL? No. I don't think I know what that is. Is it rugby league? That's what it's... National Rugby League. That's what it seems to suggest. But I don't know what it is. Ball being whipped across, back post. Into the middle. Here's Griezmann. There's plenty of Australian players around. He tries to back heel it, but no joy. The ball is cleared. I searched up Jason Cummins and grading video. Cummins just came in for Australia. What? What do you mean? Isn't Cummins an Australian cricket person? He plays cricket, doesn't he? Ball being passed into the middle of the park. France playing it over to the right-hand side. It is rugby league. I don't really watch rugby. I mean, I saw some of the World Cup, but I don't watch like any club sides or anything. I'll watch England if it's on TV. But to be honest, I seem to watch more rugby union than rugby league. Oh, look at that back heel. Look at that back heel. That's a wonderful link-up play. Mbappe trying to get onto the end of it. France want a corner there. Mbappe was through. Let's have a little look here. So ball in the middle. Lovely little back heel. These back heels. It's a beautiful tackle. Mbappe is going to take the corner. That was a great moment. So Mbappe looking to whip it in. Referee blows his whistle, so I think he spotted something in there. 15 minutes gone in this second half already. Right, here we go. Mbappe going to look to take it again. Ball whipped in. Doesn't beat the first man. Australia get it clear. Australia get it clear. Can Australia get something out of this game? France have still got to play Denmark, which is going to be tricky. Tunisia looked all right. Again, you'd expect France to be able to beat Tunisia. Ball being played over to the left-hand side. Mbappe tries to get past a few players. Plays it in the middle. Almost gives the ball away. Again, here's France again. Lovely through ball towards Hernandez. Hernandez in the middle. Shot is blocked by Australia. And it ends up going out. Having to work so hard at the moment. So hard. Both teams. Watson said, a video of Cummins and the wrestler Grado. It's Jason Cummins who just got subbed on for Australia. Oh, okay. Nickname would be the Chicken because he would run around the octagon trying to get away. That's good. That's good. Yes, the Chicken. Bu- 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 Working officers, from where can I watch the FIFA World Cup? Should be, I mean, it should be on normal TV wherever you are. Here in the UK, it's on BBC, which is one of our main channels. So, ball being launched forward by the keeper. So yeah, it's one of those that I think tends to be our most like main free to air channels. Ball goes out, and it's going to be a throw into France. I gotta tell you, if Australia can keep doing this, it's going to really frustrate France. This is sort of like what we were saying. You know, keep it tight. Even just one goal in it is absolutely fine. Once we start getting to 2 goals, there's a little cushion then. Nice, good work by Australia. Ball in the middle of the park, got nowhere to go. Lose it. Lose it, unfortunately. A foul there. It's going to be a free kick to France just inside their own half. Ball being launched forward. Mbappe on the end of it in the penalty area. Australia getting numbers back. Mbappe went for a shot. Didn't seem to be the right option, but there wasn't many people up there with him. Ball being played into the centre. It's being passed around. How are France doing overall, said Peter. Only just got online. Do they have a chance to win the cup? Well, I mean, look, even if France were horrific in this game, they still would have a chance to win the cup because you can lose your first game and you're not out the World Cup. You know, Argentina can still absolutely get through. So yeah, in regards to France, they are looking okay. They show moments of brilliance, but they are not showing enough moments. Tchouaméni is down. Tchouaméni is down. Imagine if Tchouaméni gets injured. Oh, God, I'd love that. I'd love it. I don't want his career over. Just, you know, knock him out for the next few games, that's all. But, yeah, France are looking... they show moments brilliance. Mbappe's looking quick and hungry and, you know, the little flicks and there's some lovely moments. They're carving Australia open at times. More so at the end of the first half than anything else. But the bottom line is the score remains 2-1. 65 minutes gone. There's only 1 goal in this. And again, you know, Australia are a team that are 750 to 1. I don't know where they're ranked, actually. I don't know where they're ranked. I need to have a look and see where they're ranked. FIFA World Rankings. So, FIFA World Rankings for Australia. Because France are 4th in the world. So, Argentina, Belgium, and Brazil are ahead of France. I think most people would agree that France are a better side than Belgium, though. So, it's kind of Brazil, Argentina, France. That's, you know, kind of where we are. Australia are... God, where are they? They're 38th in the world. 38th in the world. Here's France again. Ball being played just on the edge of the penalty area. Goes over to Hernandez. Hernandez really getting forward. Nice link-up play. Pulling the ball back. Edge of the area. Off the line by Australia. That's an incredible clearance. That's an incredible clearance. It's an incredible moment. Off the line. Need to see a replay of that. Here's Hernandez playing it down the line. Mbappe plays it across. There's no one there. Goes to the other side. I think Dembele picks it up. Dembele whipping it in the middle. Oh, and it's in. Mbappe scores. Mbappe scores. And there we go. And that might just put this game to bed, to be honest. That might just be the end of this one. Ball whipped in, and Mbappe heads it home. 3-1 against Australia. He did. He did. He has been the best player on the pitch. He has looked really lively. He's looked really hungry. He's been buzzing around. He's been chasing on the end of things. He's been working hard. It sort of feels a bit like he is hungry, is desperate, is battling, and I mean, to see Mbappe giving his all on this world stage, I mean, he's so good. So 68th minute, it's a goal for Mbappe, and it is Ousmane Dembele with the assist. So, boom, Dembele. But Days Man United looking for outside investors and might look to sell. Somebody said, what are your thoughts on Surya Kumar Vidal's performance? No idea, dude. No idea. I saw England against India. I mean, I kept an eye on some scores. I saw England against India in the semi-final, and then I watched the final, where, I mean, both games England were just exceptional, but I never bothered with the earlier stages. I bothered with them. I looked at the scores, but I didn't watch. I've not got time for that. Moldy said, I've got your nickname, the Voldberginer. The Voldberginer. Love it. Love it. Who doesn't? The Voldberginer. Very good. Right. The Voldberginer. It sounds almost Shakespearean. But come on, France, says Legend Killer. Happy Wednesday, said, and with that, the Aussie dream comes crashing down. Like an empty can of Foster's, chucked on a fizzled barbecue. All of their internal monologues. All of their internal monologues have stopped, and they are part of the Lost Dreams cohort. Have I got... It's a brilliant comment. It's a brilliant comment. Really gets across. I mean, when we were reading about Hustrix earlier and his injury and his internal struggles, and it's in. There's 4. Ball whipped in. Ball whipped into the middle. It's headed in. Mbappe, it's 4 now. They're capitulating. So it's... Olivier Giroud scores again. So is he now... I think they just said, is he joint or is he all-time lead goal scorer? Yeah, I mean, he's hurt his neck a little bit there. Was that an Mbappe assist? Yeah, Mbappe with the assist on that one. So Giroud gets the goal and Mbappe gets the assist. And those internal monologues are going to be horrific right now. For 1. And do you know what's scary? They haven't even looked that great. I don't think they've looked brilliant in this game. They went 1 behind. For a long period of time, they were winning 2-1. And now, we find ourselves in a situation where you blink and it's 4-1. Message sent by France. Really? Message sent. I mean, look, no disrespect to Australia. They were expected to beat Australia. But still, I think the fact that they've done it and not even looked good. And it's 4-1. What about when they are clicking and they're flowing? And Felix said, this confirms it's coming back to France. Record breaking for Giroud. Oh, yeah, I was going to look at that. What's the record he's got? All-time leading goal scorer, is he? France all-time leading goal scorer. Let's have a look, see what that list throws up. Well, according to this, let's go to that. We got lag. We might have some lag coming. Normally, if I click on a website and it takes ages to open, that means we're on the verge of some lag. So, Giroud, I think, I don't know if he's beaten or equaled, because according to this, he was 2 goals behind Omri. 2 goals behind Omri. He was on 49. Omri was on 51. And Giroud's got 2 goals. So that means that he's level now. Unless this is out of date, which I can't see because I can't open the website. Did you have something to eat and drink? I hope you're having a good day. I had something when I woke up, yeah. Here we go. So, when was this updated? Totals are updated after each game. So, before this game, he was 2 behind Henry. So, I think, unless I'm wrong, I think he's level with Henry right now. He scored 51 goals. Henry scored 51 goals. And Olivier Giroud has scored 51 goals. Griezmann's on 42. How many? Mbappe's on 28. And he's already scored here, so he'll go to 29. Wow. He's going to be the all-time, isn't he? I mean, he's already on 29. He's only 23 years old. Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. Ball being played forwards. Goes straight out. So 15 minutes left to go. And we're starting to see a couple of changes now. Days' nickname is the Lake because that's where Glenda is. Did you... we read that one. What about the last beard ball sack? Sure, sounds great. The last beard ball sack. It would definitely help me stand out, wouldn't it? It would win me some new fans. Okay, so 2 substitutions. Chouamini and Dembele are off. Coming on is Fofana and Coman. I mean, geez. Yeah. I feel like of all the teams we've seen out of likely World Cup winners so far, I think that you'd say France, then England, then, I don't know, would you still say Argentina? I feel like it's an upset, and it's just, I feel like it's a one-off. I don't know that they're going to be eliminated from the World Cup. I've got a feeling that there will be a backlash, there will be a response. Australia. Who do you think Scripps is? I don't know, I really don't know. I feel like it needs to be someone that we know, because if it is going to be like someone new, everyone will be like, who's that? So I feel like it's got to be someone that's coming back, or someone that's coming down from the main roster. So I really don't know. I mean, to put a name out there, I'll say Tyler Breeze, but I don't think it's going to be Tyler Breeze. But someone coming back. But yeah, I don't know. Who do you think? Is there any names out there? James says Tyler Breeze. Yeah, I only say that because I think it's someone coming back. I think it's someone we'll know. And he did use the word breeze, which is such a loose connection, which is why I don't feel very confident about it. He's having a little look here. Australia have won a free kick. We've got 12 minutes to go. I mean, 3 goals in this, and so disappointing. I'm really disappointed for Australia because they did so well. They did so well. There's a lot of theories. Maybe Vincent Bateman and Dutch, says AEW fan. What's Benzema on for France? What's that mean? What do you mean? What's he on for France? What do you mean? What are your thoughts about Virat Kohli? Cricket player. I think that he is very passionate, obviously very vocal. Is he polarizing? I don't know. I think he's a massive star, and I think that he is. I think he's a wonderful cricketer. There's not really much more to add to that. I'm trying to think if he's ever said anything that's like annoyed me or I thought was out of turn or because there's a lot of sledging that goes on, a lot of comments that get made at press conferences and things like that. But I can't give you any example of anything. I just know that he's not quiet and humble and shy, but he is one of the great cricketers in the world. So. Yeah, respect him. How much disappointment if Cody, after this big push, returns as Stardust? Oh, it won't happen. I left the match for 10 minutes, and now it's 4-1, said Music Tube. Yeah, I know. We know. And they haven't even played that well. It's just Mbappe has sort of dragged them to it, to be honest. I think Mbappe and Dembele have been the 2 best players, and Mbappe in particular has looked absolutely electric. Looks absolutely electric. Any idea if you're going to do the 2023 Women's World Cup? I'm not looking to do it, no, to be honest. I mean, I'm all for equality, but the women's game is not at this level. So, yeah, It's one that I'm interested in watching because England are actually going to go in as probably favourites or second favourites with the US. So it's one that I'm personally interested in. But is it one that I think there'll be demand for on the channel? Like, the reason we're doing this is because there's, a lot of interest in the World Cup. We've got a very international audience. I don't know where the women's game is. Someone told me, I think it was Michael told me the other day, that the women's game, the Women's World Cup did 1 billion views, which I was really surprised at. I didn't think it was even at that level, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, at the moment, no is the answer. But it could change. If we did, it would be it would only be selective games. It'd be like the US games and the England games. Scripts could be someone from NXT UK. Oh yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. That's a really good shout. I'm getting more sure day by day that Cody can win the Rumble. What other superstars have a chance? Quite a few. So, I mean, it could be Seth, it could be Kevin Owens, it could be a whole plethora of people, AJ Styles, Finn Balor. I mean, like, there really could be anyone. I don't know what the situation is going to be. Lovely ball into Mbappe, bad first touch. Yeah, we don't know how the Rumble winner's going to fit with WrestleMania, because if it is going to be Rock Roman, then, what do we do with the... how does the Rumble winner fit in? So it's sort of hard at this stage to know how it's going to go. I think we get Rock Roman. I think Roman has to lose the title. Maybe the winner of the Rumble. Maybe Roman is stripped of the title and winner of the Rumble is going to win the title. Roman doesn't defend the title. And because he hasn't defended it, he gets stripped of it. And he gets told he can still be the Universal Champ because he's a SmackDown superstar, but he has to forfeit the Raw one, and maybe that goes into the Rumble. That means winner of the Rumble wins the title. And if that's the case, it's literally open to anyone at that point. So Cody is my top pick, but I think anyone could be in the running for it because we really don't know how it's going to fit in with WrestleMania at this stage. Ball going down the line. Don Bradman is the best cricketer ever. Don Bradman, the great Don Bradman. Ball being played out to the left-hand side, into the middle. Back to Hernandez. 1-2 between Hernandez and Mbappe. You see, it's games like this where I look at and go, we don't need that 10 extra minutes. Do you know what I mean? I look at it and I go, yeah, we don't need it for this. I mean, of course, anything can happen in sport, but we don't need it for this. This is where, we only need, one added minute. The game's done, innit? 6 minutes to go. Bish, bash, bosh. Do you think we get a Shield reunion? Yes, at a Hall of Fame. What? So, Benzema, all-time goal scorer. Check the stats. France have battered them since they equalised, says Alex. Have battered them since they equalised. With the draft post-Mania, will Mandy and Bron hold the titles until Mania weekend? With the draft post-Mania, has that been confirmed? Will they hold the belts until then? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if that's been confirmed as being post-Mania, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be after the Rumble. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, we are into the final 5 minutes. 4-1. It's scary because even now, I mean, I feel like France are just coasting now. I mean, you're not missing anything if you are wondering what's happening. France are just passing it around. Ball going back to that French defence and Australia trying to close it down. I mean, we've just got game management right now, which, as I said, if the clock's going to come up and we're going to have 10 added minutes, I mean, geez. You don't really want 10 added minutes of this, do you? So 21 shots by France to 4, 5 on target to 1, 62% ball possession for France to 38. Their XG is 3.7, and they have scored 4. Australia's XG has remained at 0.4, but they did obviously score that 1. And we look back now and we go, well, Australia taking the lead. We had the optimism. It was still only 2-1 at half-time, but those 2 quick goals in the second half, bang, bang, just showed how quickly they can take the game away from teams. Ball going over to the right-hand side, and France are looking again. Ball into the middle, though, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. England-France could be a 7-6 type match, says AEW fan. Edward said, Benzema is the all-time leading goal scorer. James thinks with 93 goals. What? I mean, the French leading goal scorer is Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry and Olivier Giroud, top goal scorers for France. 51 goals. So they are sharing that records. Benzema has scored 37 for France. So he's 14 behind those two at the moment. And he won't be adding to them at this World Cup, will he? Okay, a couple more substitutions. At least England scored more than anyone so far, says AEW fan. Do you think The Rock will join in the Royal Rumble? Don't think so. Just because I think just to have him for WrestleMania would be amazing because of his schedule. I don't know that you can get him for that and Rumble. So unless he's just booked it all off, but I don't know. He's a busy boy, isn't he? I think to get him to train for WrestleMania and have him at WrestleMania, that is enough of an ask. That's enough. I don't know that you'd be able to get him for the Rumble as well. I mean, look, if he's free that evening to get a private jet, go over, cut a promo. I mean, but do I think he's going to be physically involved? No way. Great save there, almost 5-1 by France. Great save by the Australian keeper. Yeah, it was really nice. Really nice. I'd like to see a replay of that. Didn't have long to react. Ball going all the way back. When the World Cup ends and it's back to normal, will you do classic watch-alongs like WrestleMania 17? Done them. WrestleMania 17's been done. Yeah, we've done them. I mean, the only problem with classic watch-alongs, they're good at the time, but obviously conversations, like even with these watch-alongs, when the game goes a bit dull, well, not really dull, that's not fair, but Australia ain't winning, are they? So when you kind of get to this point, then, you start talking about other things. So that's the same in those as well. So they probably age really badly. You could probably watch the WrestleMania 17 watch along, and part of it we're talking about who do you think's going to win the 2020 Money in the Bank or something. So, but it has been done. It has been watched. We did a chunk. We've done a chunk of watch-alongs over the history of the channel. So they'll sort of continue, but they're not really priorities, to be honest. They're just sort of if there's nothing else really on, and we've got a bit of a gap in the schedule. Ball bouncing, going wide, running out of play. 7 added minutes. Jeez Louise. 7 added minutes. I will never get used to this. I'm never going to get my head around this. Scripps is going to be the return of Vince Russo. I thought he was going to say Vince McMahon. Scripps is the return of Vince Russo. Wouldn't it be cool if you could change the letters to Scripps and it made the name of a wrestler, or it was there in front of us the whole time, and we go, oh, yeah, I should have worked that out. Ball in the middle, cut out by Australia and cleared. 7 added minutes. Yes. AEW fan said there's a lot that believe that Austin works Mania and not The Rock. Yeah, I mean, I think we could get both. I think that Austin came back, had a match, looked great, and I think that they've gone, do you want to do that again? But I don't know that is instead of The Rock. I think if they can have Austin and The Rock, they would have them both. Ball going over to the right-hand side. Step overs, Coleman. Trying to find a way through. Just the thought, what if Scripps is Roderick Strong with a new gimmick? Oh. That's interesting. Yeah. It's definitely a name that it could be. France are winning, said awesome. The Streak versus HBK's career at WrestleMania is an emotion. Austin Roman would be big money, do you think? Absolutely. Absolutely. Forget Roman. I want Rock versus Austin one more time, said WWE lol. Ball up in the air. Bouncing around. 4 minutes to go. Australia on the ball. Pinging it forward. Too long. No one on the end of it. Apparently Cena's WrestleMania match is him versus Logan. Who do you think should win? I say Cena, but you would say Logan. Why would I say Logan? Because he's the young talent. I mean, I would say Logan if I thought he was going to be sticking around and putting the work in, but I don't really have any time for someone that's just going to be performing at big shows. Someone that's coming in and just having like big pay-per-view shows. Like, I'm a little bit more on the side of the wrestlers. I'm a bit more on the side of people like Finn Balor and Kevin Owens that, you know, do house shows and go up to Raws and SmackDowns and do the work. And then they get to the pay-per-view and get told they're not on the card because we've got to fit on Logan Paul. So, no. If it was like Theory, then yes. Because Theory does that grind. Theory does that work. But someone that just comes in and, you know what I mean, gets given opportunities and is only doing pay-per-view matches, I ain't got time for that. He's great, he's impressive, but if he wants to win my respect, then we need to see a lot more of him. If you want to be a full-time wrestler, be a full-time wrestler. That's what it comes down to for me. If you want to be a full-time wrestler, be a full-time wrestler. If you're going to play at it, I ain't interested in that. So, no, actually, I might surprise you. I'd go Cena. I'd go, if that's the match that we're going to get. You see, that it annoys me because I'd rather have Cena against Gunther. Much rather have Cena Gunther. I'd rather have Cena Theory. But again, you know, we get denied that so that Logan can come in and have his moment. 2 minutes to go. What about Cena Edge for the final time, says Kian. I wouldn't be against it. I just think that, I mean, I wouldn't be against it. It's a match that the fans would enjoy. I suppose you can't always build stars. You can't always be looking to build, but I would be looking for that, you know. Cena, put him in there with Gunther, give Gunther a big win at WrestleMania, or put him in there with Theory, give Theory a big win at WrestleMania. Same with Edge to a degree, you know. Even if they don't win and they just fall short, they can always, like, sometimes people can look good in defeat, do you know what I mean? Like Logan, for example, like there was tons of praise for Logan after the Crown Jewel match. He looked, even though he lost, people were like singing his praises. So, you know, even if you're a young talent, like say Bron Breakker, he could come in and lose to Edge, but he could look great in that match. You know, he could look really great in the match. And so it would still elevate him, and then he could afterwards be like, I know what I need to do. I learned so much, and, you know, I'm into that story, you know. That's the story I'm into. 20-odd seconds. You're saying that you want Cena to win a match, so you're not a Cena hater. No, I'm not a Cena hater. I don't mind Cena. Right, ball in the middle. Australia having a look to see if they can get a goal here, but ball whipped into the middle, and that's the end of that. What if Scripps is Jonah? Right, there we go. The defending champions off to a winning start, and it's quite the statement from France winning this game 4-1. I think this was a fun game. I really enjoyed it up until the 68th minute. I think as soon as that third goal goes in, it's done. and this is over. Obviously, then 3 minutes later, the fourth goal goes in. It's definitely done. It's definitely over. I thought Australia gave a good account of themselves, though, in all fairness, because, in all fairness, they managed to get through till, they were a goal down, but they managed to get through to around the 70th minute against one of the best teams, the current world champions. They managed to get through to the 70th minute before it was really taken away from them. And then, 71st minute, it was done. So, look, France did what we expected France to do. They got the victory. I didn't think they looked that great throughout the majority of the match. There was lovely moments in the match. But there was also moments where, for example, Australia scored. Australia hit the post. There was definitely moments for Australia. And, Mbappe was a real problem, a real thorn in the side. So I think you've got to say that these probably look like the guys that are going to win the World Cup at the moment. I'd put these ahead of England. I didn't think they played better than England. They don't need to play better than England. They just need to show that they can get results, and they got a good one here. So. Right, I'm going to go and get ready. We've got the Wrestling Escape Pod. We've got NXT coming up tonight, so plenty on the way. Appreciate the support, of course. And we're back tomorrow with, I think, 3 more games tomorrow. So 3 games tomorrow. We've got, obviously, we're building all the time towards those knockout games, which are going to be really juicy. Really, that's when the tournament takes off, is when we get to the knockout stages. These group stages, you might get the odd upset like earlier today with Argentina, but really I think the vast majority of favoured teams will get through this stage, and then we start playing them off against each other, and that's when things get juicy. So, thanks for joining us. I'll be back with the WEP and the NXT in a little bit, so bye for now.